Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, the place where we make fun of the morons we see out here on the road. A bit like this idiot in the yellow car who treats his wing mirror like he does his gym membership. He's got it, he knows where it is, but he hardly ever uses it. A bit like his brain and his ability to act like he's older than 5 years old all the time. Then we got this donut in a little blue car who's got the visual ability of a turd in a U-bend as he just doesn't see that little gold car and just hits him straight in the rear. How'd you do that? How'd you not see a car what's in front of you? A bit like this gimp in this one from Angela Ray. Look, she stopped to let the big truck come through, but no, she hasn't really. She just stopped. So the idiot in the BMW has got the intelligence of a T-strain and can just go round and drive down a pavement. Have a look at this massive cretin here. Look, it goes from lane 3 to lane 1 to undertake because the motorway's pretty full and no one's going fast enough for his liking, yeah? Gets into lane 1. There's a silver van in front of him, so what's he do? Just use the hard shoulder, of course. That idiot's got a brain what's as useful as a coal sack in a nuclear power plant. Okay, now we've all been in this position. Now, you know when you're doing this manoeuvre, you've got to be very slow and very careful. Well, this driver's as slow and careful as a great white shark swimming in a swimming pool full of people as he just pulls straight across in the path of that bus, resulting in the inevitable smash bang wallop. Here we go, got this from Mango. What we got in front of us, we got the entitled Merc SUV owner, of course, driving along in the outside lane, just holding everybody up. Probably watching a YouTube video, watching a favourite video of his self-improvement, how not to be a massive bellend all my life. An advert's come up, and now he's trying to save the advert to my watch later list. Either that, or he's just found airplane mode on his phone. He's pressed it, and now he can't work out why his phone won't fly around like a drone. What a plank. Okay, this from Gary M. Keep your eye on the guy with the high vis carrying the full pots of paint because he goes down and those pots of paint ain't full anymore. They're empty and they're all over the road. Unfortunately, the guy with the high vis rolls over into the grey paint and now he's become a walking zebra crossing. He had the high vis vest on, looked very safety conscious, but the way he went down, he nearly ended up unconscious. Yeah, I think it's fair to say he's had better days, that bloke. And if any of you lot laughed, you're all going to hell. On board with a man from Bromley sitting in this traffic queue to get round to the left, but of course when you've got the 4 circles of privilege you don't need to sit in any traffic queues, you just barge in front of people and then put your hazard lights on to show what a massive tit you are. He's the sort of idiot that says please and thank you to Siri and Alexa and gets the hump when they don't say you're welcome. Here we are approaching this junction, lights turn into amber with Barry C. Red car and DPD, dangerous parcel delivery, they're going through as per usual. White van, blue car, 1, 2, drive straight through. What's the red light? Ain't got a clue. Here we are going round this roundabout here, but the little silver car never got the memo about giving way to cars from the right. If brains were milk, that idiot's eating his Cheerios dry. On board with Steve T and his rig on the motorway. Look how many of these muppets go flying past the red X sign was displayed on the gantry there. It ain't so much a blind leading the blind, it's the senseless leading the headless, isn't it? And there's another one that uses his wing mirrors as often as Katie Price will say no, not on a first date, as he just pulls straight out. The only thing that idiot's going to use his wing mirrors for is to reflect on his bad life choices. Okay, so in this clip we got the top 3 for this week's Disappointing Your Parents Award. In number 3, this moron there thinks he's on the Nürburgring, but he's probably never been. And then in second and first place are these 2 morons there. Second place there, first place right there. If brains were cash, them idiots are paying for petrol and monopoly money. Okay, so here's an interesting little clip. This is the sort of thing what happens all the time and it's so easy to avoid. This guy in the BMW, he pulls out from the left. The one filming, if he'd have stopped a little bit shorter, flashed that little silver micro round and that BMW, the BMW could have gone across and everyone could have gone on their way. But no, ego kicks in, everyone wants to prove a point, so now we're all stuck there, all gridlocked. Luckily, the guy in the BMW 1 Series, the silver one, he backs up, lets him go, and that clears the gridlock. Red traffic lights were Rugal. Now pay attention to the arrogance and ignorance of this Merc SUV driver. Merc, majorly entitled Reckless Crunt. Here we are with Ed going around Piccadilly Circus. What we got on the right? We got the Uber idiot in a Volkswagen ID about to go through the no entry signs and have an head on with a bus when he's got passengers in there. He's a real Dalek in a world full of speed bumps, that idiot, isn't he? Here we go, trucks backing up, bus driver don't want to wait, move to the right with the inevitable result, crunch! Oh my giddy aunt. Nothing quite says I'm so inbred I'm basically a baguette with a surname as driving a Range Rover with blacked out windows, black wheels in the outside lane and then displaying the lane discipline of a Jack Russell chasing a rat round a farmyard as I just cut every fucker up to go from the outside lane to the slip road in one fell swoop. Here we go, here's another traffic law reprobate in a BMW 1 Series, just cuts across at the last minute. Show that idiot a copy of the highway code, he'll look as confused and as anxious as a snowman in a sauna. Here we are with Colin C sitting at these temporary traffic lights. Here we got a right little selection of red light jumpers coming through this one. Here comes number 1 position, White Man Van, well, because he can. Number 2, Enterprise, no surprise. Number 3, Transit, half-wit. And number 3, bringing up the rear like the dumb cavalry, Mr. BMW, brainless mental wander. If any of that lot stub their toe, they suffer from concussion. Here we go, got a real special needs driver here. Have a look, look, from the outside lane to the hard shoulder, almost ends up in the dirt. Then where's it go? Back to the outside lane, of course. What a massive dildo. This from Brian T. Everyone is going through their green light. Everyone apart from this plank in the white Transit who's just come through his red light and just smashed that car on the right there. Debris all over the road. Let's have another little look again. Here comes a coloured dyslexic, mentally challenged individual in the white Transit van from the right there. Here he comes, look. That brown car's demise is imminent. He doesn't know that yet, but he soon will know as the Transit van just takes out the front of that car there, misses the little red Micra, nearly hits that black Golf. That guy in the black Golf was very lucky there. And then, of course, the resulting debris all over the road. The debris that matches the debris what floats around inside his empty skull, that vast, desolate wasteland of nothingness. In my opinion, for that level of stupidity, lifetime ban and reckless endangerment charge. And here's another coloured dyslexic van driver, this time from Musa. Look how red that light is that he goes through. Parents, when your kids are very little, don't let them eat too much dirt and don't let them drink the water from the goldfish bowl, because this is what happens a few decades down the line. Now this week's Darwin Award nominee comes from OC2Fish07 on YouTube. Have a look at this bus. Numbers displayed, lights are on inside, so I'm presuming it's in service, which I'm also presuming that there's passengers on board. Also look at the conditions. Not good visibility, bit slippery. Car in front of the bus stops at the temporary traffic lights there. What does the bus do? Go on the other side of the island, overtakes a car that stopped and just goes straight through the red light. Level of intelligence of that driver, he risked being eaten by a cat or caught in a glue trap. Guys, if you like what you see and I put a smile on your face, please hit that little like and subscribe button down below because it really does help me out. Oh, well, those that don't know, I've got a book out, 360 funny insults and put downs, link down in the description below. Right, let's have a look at some idiots on some bikes. Okay, let's get the ball rolling with a bit of thief karma. We all love that. 2 little Herberts on a stolen moped. Can't ride, but they can ride into the lamppost and headbutt it nicely. Matey with the hood's like, yeah, good luck. Every man for himself. The other toe rag spark out. And look at this pair of fully grown placentas. Look, just ride straight out in front of the car. They so should have stayed the contents of a used condom all them years ago. To generate power from water, you need a hydro plant, but to have a laugh at someone else's expense, you need a good face plant as he just impales himself on the front of that blue car. We need the action replay. Front wheel of the bike hits the front bumper of the car. He goes over the handlebars, face plants firmly into the bonnet of the car. Crossbar of the bicycle thrusts itself between his butt cheeks. Now at this point, it looks like he's trying to dry hump the car. I could be wrong. But what I'm not wrong about is that was a first-class demonstration of face plantology. Here's a little clip from Mango. No face plants. Just a good example of bike brain in action. Guy on the left, he's not going to stop at the zebra for anyone. Guy on the right, he's riding his bike across the zebra crossing, what he shouldn't be doing. There you go. 2 wrongs never make a right, do they? Nothing quite says I'm still not allowed to use scissors and I've got to stay in the shallow end of the pool, like riding down the road and just crashing for no reason at all. Never mind using scissors on your own. You want to get them stabilisers back on that bike, laddie. Here we go, bell end of the week. Tell me you take too many recreational drugs without telling me you take too many recreational drugs. On the M4, heading out towards Heathrow. Couple of things I still can't work out. How did that individual get as far in life as what they did? And 2, who lets that idiot out on their own? This from my mate Elio. Now keep your eye on the back of the bus because a Massivo Coco on the blind bike ain't keeping his eye on anything. We need an action replay. We need a steward's inquiry. Okay, so here comes Coco Massivo on his line bike. Spatial awareness of a dust particle in a Hoover bag as his face just makes full contact with the back of the bus. And he goes down faster than your mood's going to go down when your wife says, I need to go to IKEA's on Sunday. Torture. That's it for this one, everybody. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Thank you to everybody who sent in clips. I'll put a playlist up there on the right if you want to watch any more of my videos. Have a good weekend and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.